Just back in Tairua after a pretty successful boat show. Always good to get up to the big smoke May every year and have a yarn to everyone. Get out of our little neck of the woods. But probably feeling a little bit after being inside for a few days. Talking to, between our stand and talking on the masterclass stage, probably talked to several thousand people. So I'm pretty talked out and looking forward to getting back out in nature today. And no better way to do that than go for a dive, one of my favourite things. Got a tank all rigged up, ready to go. Might chuck a bait out for a snapper too, I reckon. And put something in my brand new icy tech that I got at the show. That sweet sound, firing the yammy back up again after a week off the water. You simply can't beat it, and you can't beat getting back out on the water. You don't have to go too far in Tairua to get some world-class diving either, and I'm going to drop down and show you and talk you through a little dive on one of my favourite spots. That moment when you hit the water, absolutely golden. World's worries drop away, and I'm going to dive down the anchor rope here, which I've put on top of one of my favourite little rocks. And when I get down there, oh, that's a pretty magic sight. Mackies everywhere, kingfish candy. And today I'm after a crayfish, so I only need one for dinner. And well, it's not too bad a viz as I drop off the side of the rock. And there's my first crayfish. He's a legal one. Pretty good sign that the crayfishing is going to be good. I'm just going to leave him alone. Looks legal, but I'm after one slightly bigger for dinner. Such a scenic little dive this. Soft corals and sponges and anemones everywhere. Lots of weed lines with fish life. And hello, there's my first nice sized crayfish I've seen. Gonna go in and, oh, a little bit rusty. Not too on it there. And I feel for another one, and I pull out a different crayfish. That's a pack horse. Not going to be legal, so I'm just going to let him go. And I carry on around the rock, and hello, that same crayfish is scuttled over the other side, and he should have just stayed hidden really, but this looks like it might be a bit of an easier shot. And I get a good hold on him. And you might hear me being a little bit excited here. It's a pretty nice cray. And I've got dinner sorted. I promised here a crayfish for dinner, and pressure was on, but delivered. Happy days. I'm just going to carry on cruising now and just enjoy the sights. And yeah, an hour soon goes pretty quick while you're down there. I prefer scuba, preferably to free diving. Just that whole relaxation, being submerged for an hour, just breathing nice and slowly the whole time. You absolutely can't beat it. It's my form of sort of meditation and relaxation. And when you pop to the surface again, wow, it's like you've been in another world for an hour. Come up a new man. A little bit of good stuff hanging up my gold there, but so that's what diving's all about. And yeah, so chilled out when I get back to the surface.
And fresh crayfish for dinner, you beauty.
Crayfish is going straight on ice in the icy tech, and I want to add a few other goodies, so I fire the Coronado out with the stray line, and hello, kahawai straight away. He's going to be dinner. I reckon he'll be a kamada. Ceviche, bleed him out, so he's good tucker. I reckon kahawai are really good eating the night you catch them. And going to add a snapper to that not soon after. Pan size, but he's going to be tasty, and pretty soon it's home time. Little rundown on preparing and then cooking the catch, and first thing I'm going to do is finish the crayfish off straight through his brain. All the goodness and juju comes out of him. Then I usually take the horns and the legs off, and that way that's my pre-dinner snack, and just fresh a la natural, steamed. They're absolutely beautiful. That way I can do whatever I want with the body. I can barbecue it whole, or do whatever I want with it really. So that's what I like doing. Quite often cooking crayfish on the barbie, the legs will dry out. This stage not quite sure what I'm going to be doing for dinner, but I'm thinking like a nice herby butter with heaps of goodness out of the garden matched up with some butter, pan frying the snapper in that with the crispy skin, and maybe doing something similar with the crayfish, I reckon. And I might save the bodies for like a bisque or something later on. And for the kahawai, yeah, I'm probably thinking like an ikamata, I reckon. Do some raw. We both love marinated fish. So the snapper, I'm going to scale it. Always scale snapper and any fish like that that's good cooked with the skin on. Find the easiest way to do that is with a spoon. Nice and easy on a snapper. Bit of a scale off and bit of a wash down, then I'm going to gut them. I always scale and gut any table fish like this. My lemon trees and my herb garden, my veggie garden, don't mind a bit of this goodness, and pretty much everything. I don't gut any fish at sea these days or scale them at sea. Pretty much everything comes back home and helps regenerate the land that we're bringing back, and helps feed all my plants. And I reckon it's a pretty good symbiosis, I think. Going to take the fillets off the snapper for dinner, skin on, and then the frame I'm going to keep for a stock, for a bit of a fish stock later in the week. So yeah, nothing goes to waste at all. Not going to be as fussy with the kahawai. I'm after some nice raw kahawai for my ikamata, and I'm sure my pups are going to like a few of the offcuts there. And that's my finished filleting session. Now we're going to match it up with some KamoKamo, diced up out of the garden. Going to save the seeds, roasting the KamoKamo in butter, which doesn't take long at all, with some mojito based salt over the top. I just love buttery KamoKamo. And steam my cray legs. They won't take long at all, about 5 or 7 minutes, and they don't last long as well because they're a pretty good tucker. Absolutely love fresh crayfish legs. A la natural. Doesn't get any better than that. Man, that first taste of crayfish after you haven't had it for ages. Wowzers. It's so good. Dice my kahawai up, and I'm going to put that in a mixture of apple cider vinegar, lemon, a little bit of chili, and some mojito based salt. And later on I'm going to add some herbs in with that, maybe a little bit of onion, some kasundi, and it should be golden. Apple cider vinegar along with some citrus, some lemon or lime helps cook it. Only takes about 5 or 10 minutes in the fridge and it's done. Adding some goodness out of the garden in there as well. You beauty. And pan frying. Next I'm going to whiz up a bit of a herb butter. Plenty of butter, parsley, mint, nasturtium, Kawakawa, some chili flakes, and a whole lot of butter. I just love butter with crispy skin fish. You can't beat it. A little bit of olive oil first in the pan, then a bit of weight, and then some of the herb butter over the top. And now to plate it up, cray legs around the outside for colour, bit of Kawakawa, nasturtium leaves, roast KamoKamo in the middle, even more colour, straight from nature. Finishing the snapper and crayfish off with a little bit more herb butter, and there it goes on top on the plate next to some ikamata kahawai. You beauty. You'll find more recipes like this on our website, theprovider.co.nz, or book in for your own catch and cook adventure or retreat.